What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Connie. I'm in the NHL. It was officially back 2 nights ago, but home opener, season opener for the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. Boy, oh boy, quite the game there. I lost the bet on the game because we had the puck line. We had them to win by 2, but they were down 5-3 with under 10 minutes to play. They come back, storm back against Montreal, win the game in overtime. Austin Matthews with a hat trick. You got to love to see that there. So shout out to the Maple Leafs for that. It was officially a losing day here on the Squeeze. It was a 1-2 day, but if you do follow all of my picks in the Discord, then it was a slight winning day by half the unit. As I mentioned, we had the Leafs on the puck line. That bet lost. We had the Atlanta Braves on the money line. Thought we were getting away with robbery there at plus 105. They got routed by Philadelphia 10-2. So that lost. But then in the WNBA, we had the Vegas Aces to win by 4.5. They won 104-76 to take a 2-0 lead over New York in the finals there. And then, like I said, if you were in the Discord, you had Aaron Nola over 5.5 strikeouts. He finished with 9. That was plus 145. That would have had good potential for a ladder all the way up to 9 there. We had the Oilers and the Canucks to go over 7 for plus 114. That finished 8-1, 9 goals there. And then we had the gift parlay, goal in the first 10 minutes, and over 5.5 goals in that game as well. So we had a minus 101, a plus 114, and a plus 145. None of those were official here on the Squeeze, but if you bet those, you made up for that. So before we get into today's bets, a reminder, that's why you want to be in the Discord. That's why you want to hop in there. I post my full card usually around in the middle of the afternoon, what I'm thinking for the day, averaging between 7 and 12, 13 bets, depending what day it is. Sunday, sometimes upwards of 20 bets on NFL Sunday. And then if you like what I'm doing here, a subscription is also nice because everything that I do is free each and every day. I would never charge you for my picks. Let's get to today. We've got 3 bets, 3 sports once again. That's why it's such a great time of year. We're going to start in the NFL. We've got Thursday Night Football. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Denver Broncos visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. The terrible Denver Broncos. They are awful. This is an interesting matchup because you've got the Chiefs at 4-1 and you've got the Broncos at 1-4. And when you look at Denver, obviously they lost 70-20 to Miami, but then they went and beat Chicago, but then they went and lost by 10 at home to the Jets with Zach Wilson. I have no idea what's going on with the Denver Broncos. They are terrible. And then you've got the Kansas City Chiefs, who they lost in week 1 to Detroit, but since that time have won 4 straight against teams like Jacksonville, Chicago, and Minnesota. They also beat the Jets as well. So this is an interesting one because the line is 11 and a half somewhere, 10.5. I don't like betting a game with more than 2 scores, really, even though this seems like it's a big mismatch, even though this game is in Kansas City. Especially it's a Thursday night, it's prime time, you probably have the Taylor Swift drama going on. I don't know. I don't want to touch the side. The money line is a ridiculous bet. It's like minus 250. So I'm just going to go with the over here. I'm going to go over 47. This is a minus 110 bet. The last 10 games, the Denver Broncos have gone over 9 of the last 10 times. 52 points, 57 points, 90 points in the loss to Miami, way over. 35-33 against Washington, 9-1 in their last 10 games they've gone over. The Chiefs are 4-6 to the over in their last few games, but now you got a home game at prime time against Denver. They could score 40 points themselves once again. And when you look at recent matchups, the Chiefs have won 10 straight times against the Denver Broncos, dating back all the way to 2018. The over is 5-4 in those last 10 games. So I know you've had the primetime unders has been a thing. There's been a lot of low-scoring games. I look for this one to be a little bit different. The 47 isn't a huge number. You do have push potential there at 47 for essentially even money. So it's kind of a coin flip. I just think the way that the Denver's been playing, they're actually scoring points. It's just the fact that their defense is atrocious. Kansas City might give up some points too. If Denver can get to between 14 and 20 points, I think there's a good chance there. So I'm going to take over 47 for minus 110 at DraftKings. Shifting to Major League Baseball, you've got the Braves and the Phillies. The last series left in this round, I don't want to touch the total under. I don't want to touch a side on this one either. You have the Braves, which yesterday they were plus 105. Now they're minus 147. It's I guess I get it. But I could very easily, the way these playoffs have been going, see Philadelphia win this game as well. So instead, I'm just going to go under 8.5 here. It's an elimination game. You've got Spencer Strider starting for Atlanta. He pitched game 1 of this series. He did lose, but he went 7 innings, struck out 8, and only gave up 1 earned run. Going for the Phillies is Ranger Suarez. He also started game 1 in the 3-0 win for Philly. He only went 3 2/3 inning. They've sort of employed this use up all their bullpen when Suarez is starting, but he did give up a run to Atlanta in game 1. He struck out 4. Over his last 5 games, he's 4-1. He had one bad outing against Pittsburgh where he gave up 6 earned runs in 4 2/3. But aside from that, he hasn't given up more than 3. And again, this is back against the walls, make or break for the Atlanta Braves. Elimination games, I tend to hedge a little bit more towards the under. I just feel like that's kind of the play here. I think Strider's going to have to come up with a huge game. He's faced Philly 3 times since September 13th. He's given up 1 run, 3 runs, 1 run, and he's gone 7 innings in each and every one of those ball games. So I'm going to take that. That line is moving quite a bit. I got this under 8.5 for plus 100. It's all the way to minus 115. I do like this total down to minus 120. Then it starts getting a little bit juicy, but I'm going to take under 8.5 for plus 100 at Bet365. And the last game I'm going to take is in the NHL. It's the Seattle Kraken at the Nashville Predators. Both teams come into this 0-1. You had Seattle lost opening night to Vegas 4-1. You had Nashville. They lost opening night by a score of 5-3 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't think either team is necessarily going to be great this year, but I'm going with Nashville's the home team, and I just think that Jussi Saros is a better goaltender than Grubauer. So you look at Saros last season, last 2 years he's led the NHL in games played. Last year was with 64, led the league in save attempts, led the league in saves. He was 4th in the Vezina voting, save percentage of .919, a goals against of 2.6. Obviously had a bad outing his first time out against Tampa Bay, but I look for him to get right here tonight. And the Nashville Predators are at home. I think just overall the Predators are a better hockey team. I do think Seattle's actually not too bad, but given that it's the home ice advantage, given that I think Suarez is a better goalie than Grubauer, it's also on my fantasy hockey team, so maybe that plays into a little bit as well. But you're getting the Nashville Predators straight up on the money line, including overtime for minus 110 at DraftKings. Also a coin flip bet. Seattle, Nashville, both minus 110. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with who I think has a bit better goaltending. So those are your 3 bets for today. In Thursday Night Football, give me the Chiefs and the Broncos to go over 47 for minus 110 at DraftKings. In Major League Baseball action, give me the Braves and the Phillies to go under 8.5 for plus 100 at Bet365. And the NHL, give me the Nashville Predators on the money line, minus 110 at DraftKings. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me across all my socials, linked in the description below. Audio is on Spotify and on Apple. Have a great Thursday. Let's talk sports.